is Caroline Hines, film critic and journalist, and I'm here for K-Crush American Magazine at the 2024 Jonjo International Film Festival. And today I'm joined by filmmaker Song Ji-ye to talk about her film Between the Two of Us. So Between the Two of Us is basically about a couple. The lead female character, Eunjin, she is disabled. She's a paraplegic, so she lives in a wheelchair, and she's married to her husband, Hoseong. And for most of their lives, they've been together. They've been married, and they have a happy marriage, but their marriage faces a bit of an obstacle when Eunjin becomes pregnant, and with that, I think the film talks a lot about the isolation that women can feel in pregnancy. Even though you're carrying a child, and even though you're married, you can still feel alone, and how that also is kind of compounded by her disability. So I'm very excited to talk to Ji-ye today about the film, because we don't often get films with disabled female protagonists. So my first question is, what inspired you to make a film like this, especially centering a disabled female protagonist, and especially having it centered around a pregnancy?
제가 약간 영화를 만드는 시나리오를 쓰는 동기가, 저는 약간 뭔가에 대한 화가 나면은 주로 분노가 생기면은 영화를 좀 만드는 동력이 되는 것 같은데, 그때 당시에 제가 이제 장애 여성들이 좀 무성적인 존재로, 섹슈얼하지 않은 존재로 좀 여겨진다고 생각을 했어요. 그래서 시작할 때는 사실 은진과 호선이 연애를 하는 이야기로 시작을 했는데, 한국에 이제 낙태죄가 폐지가 되고, 그때 당시에 그 낙태죄가 포함되어 있는 법 조항이 장애 여성들의 약간 그런 재생산권을 조금 보장하지 않는 조항이 있어요. 우세각적인 조항이 있어서, 그 조항 때문에 장애 여성들은 낙태죄 폐지를 위한 운동을 하는 동시에 자신들의 재생산권을 보장하기 위한 또 다른 투쟁을 해야 하는 거죠. 그래서 이야기가 처음에는 연애로 시작을 했다가 점점 더 본질적인 걸로, 더 관심 있는 이야기로 가다 보니까 그렇게 되었습니다.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Korea's anti-abortion law. I know the law was repealed a few years ago, but abortion is still criminalized. So they haven't changed the legislation to make abortion not against the law, or I should say not punishable by a prison sentence or a fine. But I remember I was doing research for another film, 10 Months, and it talked about how there was an exception with regards to for medical purposes. And in your film, I thought it was interesting that for Eunjin, when she finds out that she's pregnant, the first reaction from her own doctor is the assumption that she's going to get an abortion. So talk to me about that, because I think that's a really important point to show how medical professionals themselves discriminate against disabled women.
맞죠. 그러니까 실제로 저도 이제 영화를 준비를 하면서 자료 조사를 할 때 장애 여성들이 사실 유전되는 장애가 아님에도 불구하고 낙태를 권유받기도 한다고 하더라고요. 근데 그 이유가 사실은 이 의사들도 비장애인의 몸에 훨씬 익숙하고 장애 여성의 몸에는 더 익숙하지가 않기 때문에 어떤 의료를 해야 되는지를 잘 모르는 경우가 있다고 하더라고요. 그러니까 뭐 은진 같은 경우는 척수장애가 있으니까 당연히 그런 뭐 재활의학과나 이런 데에서는 그녀의 몸이 굉장히 익숙하겠지만 산부인과에서는 그렇지 않은 거죠. 그럴 때 너무 쉽게 낙태를 권유한다고 하더라고요. 그래서 그런 기사를 실제로 보기도 해서 그렇다면 은진이 살면서 겪어왔을 편견과 차별을 되게 간단하게 보여줄 수 있는 장면이 되겠다라고 생각합니다.
It shows how easily people underestimate disabled women and make decisions for them. Because the doctor, in assuming that Eunjin would have the abortion, she's essentially making the decision for Eunjin because she thought that Eunjin would agree with her. You know, she's not looking at her as someone with full autonomy and who has the right and the ability to make decisions for herself and to make while it may seem potentially medically dangerous, but to be able to consider the consequences for herself. then it makes you very angry.
그래서 저도 화가 나요.
So when you said at the beginning, like you like your creativity comes from anger, I was like yes, that scene upset me. But in we have that perspective of the doctor, but I think also for Hosan, for the husband, he gives another perspective where he's kind of apathetic when he finds out about the pregnancy. He doesn't seem to have any very strong emotions for it. He doesn't seem either very happy or very sad or very upset. He just kind of goes along once they make the decision. And so talk to me about Hosan, because we're definitely going to talk a lot about Eunjin, but talk to me about Hosan, because he doesn't seem to have a lot of very strong opinions or emotions with regards to the pregnancy or Eunjin's own ability to be pregnant and to carry the pregnancy.
저는 사실 호선은 아마 제가 생각했을 때 이 두 사람이 결혼을 하면서는 아마 아이를 갖지 않기로 약속을 했을 거라고 생각해요. 그리고 사실 호선도 은진이 당연히 여성이니까 임신을 할 수 있는 몸이기는 하지만 실제로 그렇게 자연 임신이 될 수 있을까라고 아마 능력 자체를 조금 의심을 하는 상태였을 수도 있을 것 같고, 그리고 사실은 장애인의 가족이 된다는 건 어쨌든 그 사람을 평생 동안 어느 정도의 케어는 해줘야 하는 상태인데, 그때 이 사람 둘 사이에서 아이가 생긴다면 그거는 더 온전히 자신이 가지고 가야 하는 몫이 많이 있기 때문에 은진만큼 아이를 원하지는 않았을 거라고 생각했고, 다만 둘 사이에 생긴 아이고 아내가 원하면 본인도 따라갈 수 있는 지점이 있을 거라고 생각했고, 당연히 뭐 아이가 아예 원하지 않는다 이런 거는 아니었을 테니까요. 그렇게 해서 했던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, because it's interesting where at first he seems disinterested in the baby and becoming a father, but I thought it was interesting that you added a young character, Jinu, the little boy that he meets, and it shows that Hosan has the ability to care for a child, that he likes children, like, you know, that he's not opposed to them. So I thought it was interesting that you showed us that in the future he has the potential to be a good father. Was that your intention?
맞아요. 사실은 이 아이라는 존재를 생각하지 않았지만 어쨌든 돌봄이 잠깐 공백이 있는 아이를 그냥 지나치지 못하고 그 아이와 시간을 보내면서 이 사람이 사실은 아이를 조금 원할 수도 있다라는 걸 알게 하고 싶었고 우선에게 그리고 후에 은진과 함께 다시 그 진우를 만나서 또 그 아이를 돌볼 때 나도 준비가 안 돼 있는 건 아니지만 은진이는 정말 준비가 돼 있구나 저 사람은 원하는구나 라는 거를 깨닫게 되기를 바랬던 것 같아요.
And I think for the film's title is Between the Two of Us. And to me, the thing that is between Eunjin and Hosan, there is multiple things. It's Jinu, it's the baby Egi, and it's the doctor, the opinions of their doctors, and it's also there's another character, a female character, Jihu, who Eunjin meets, and she is the thing that's between the two of them, but it's not the way you think. I'll be honest, when I saw the trailer, I was thinking, I hope she's not some woman that Hosan was sleeping with and she had a baby. That's what the trailer made it look like. I was like, is this his mistress? No. But you can translate that up to you. But I actually like that the trailer kind of misled me because I wasn't prepared for who Jihu is, because she turns out to be a friend that Eunjin turns to, and I'm not going to spoil it, but she turns out to be someone that Eunjin turns to because she thinks she has no one else to go to. And I think the thing that's really between Eunjin and Hosan is Eunjin's loneliness. I think the film is really about her loneliness and her feeling that she has no one to talk to about the pregnancy because she thinks that no one is really on her side. No, go ahead. So talking about, I think, making loneliness be the thing that's between them, because it's not a physical barrier, but it's an emotional barrier. It's a communication barrier. So for you, like in making, because your story, you started out with making it was going to be a love story, but it turned out to be something else. Where did the idea of you using, to me anyway, loneliness become the barrier between their relationship?
제가 약간 이렇게 생각을 하는 것 같아요. 사람이 아무리 다정하고 좋은, 사실 은진의 주변에 있는 사람들은 다 그녀를 되게 위하고 다정한 사람들인데 너무너무 좋은 사람들이 있어도 결국에는 모든 그 좋은 사람들과 함께 보내는 시간도 결국에는 나 혼자서 뭔가 소화하고 이해하고 겪어야 된다고 생각이 되더라고요. 특히 이제 소재를 그 임신이라는 걸로 바꿨을 때는 이 임신이라는 거 정말 여자가 혼자서 여자의 몸에서 혼자 일어나는 일이고, 근데 이제 은진이라는 인물은 우리 영화 장면에도 자기가 태동을 못 느끼는 장면이 있는데 자기 몸에서 일어나는 일인데도 불구하고 더 고립이 되는 거죠. 그래서 더 나눌 수가 없었을 거라는 생각이 들어요. 그러니까 이 감정을 자기도 처음 겪고 내 몸이 다시 한번 낯설어지는 경험을 하는데 나 스스로도 소화하기가 벅차서 다른 사람한테 내 몸이 어떻게 변하고 있고 나를 어떤 식으로 위로해줬으면 좋겠다는 말을 할 수가 없을 것 같더라고요. 그래서 외로움이 보이는 게 너무 맞는 것 같고 잘 봐주신 것 같아요.
And I think that's an interesting way to look at pregnancy. And it's not only just because she's disabled and she's paralyzed and she can't physically feel the baby, but I think for many women, due to there's postpartum depression, but then there's also depression that women experience during pregnancy. And it's like pregnancy is the only situation that where there's an outward change that women can only feel personally. The world can look at a woman and say, oh, she's pregnant, but they can't know what that feels like for her. And I think for Eunjin, she's a really good example of how, for instance, people always say, oh, you're pregnant, and they congratulate women on pregnancy, but they don't acknowledge how dangerous pregnancy is and the worries that brings for a woman. Like, her body is changing, and you can't control how the body changes. Because she's so isolated with the pregnancy, I think what's something that I think you do really well is show how that creates additional obstacles for Eunjin. For instance, things that are normal for able-bodied people are become extra difficult for her. Like navigating, like when she soils herself, she has to navigate washing her clothes for herself. And the reason for that is because she doesn't want to tell Hosan, because she wants him to believe that she can do this, that she can handle the pregnancy on her own. So that creates an additional sense of isolation. And for many women, like they don't want to what's the word? Inconvenience inconvenience other people, right? So she has all of these things. She's worried about inconveniencing her son. She's worried about inconveniencing her mom, you know, and she wants the doctor to believe that she can do this. So I think you did a really good job of showing how all of these feelings are common for women, not just for disabled women.
Thank you so much for your comment.
So we have to talk about GU. So talk to me about the idea of GU. Where did the idea of GU come from?
지우에 대한 얘기도 해주시죠. 이 아이디어가 어디서 왔을까요?
스포일러가 되지 않을 수 있겠죠?
No, it's spoiling GU. Like, she's not a mistress.
지우는 제가 되게 그런 존재를 좀 바라는 것 같아요. 그러니까 저는 뭐랄까 좀 힘든 순간이 오면 저한테 제가 그걸 빨리 눈치채지 못하는 것 같더라고요. 그래서 그 힘든 일을 다 겪고 난 뒤에 나 힘들었구나라는 걸 깨닫는데 그럴 때마다 이제 위로를 저도 받고 싶은데 남한테는 받는 위로가 너무 잘 모르겠더라고요. 저는 그러니까 나를 잘 모르고 완전히 나를 아는 건 나 스스로밖에 없는데 그랬을 때 저는 그래서 제 스스로를 되게 잘 위로하는 편이거든요. 근데 그게 되게 충분하진 않잖아요. 타인한테 위로를 받고 싶으니까. 그래서 나를 되게 잘 아는데 내 마음을 다 아는데 타인의 모습을 한 상상의 친구가 있었으면 좋겠다 이런 생각을 하면서 스포일러가 안 될 수 있을 것 같아요.
idea came. So,
네. And I understand that. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I understand that because I was telling someone earlier today. I have a twin sister, and we're not identical. We're fraternal, but she's the only person. She knows me better than I know myself. Well, that's right. But she knows me better than I know myself. And because she knows me so well, like she was with me in the womb and everything, she understands me, and she understands me better than our parents do. But also because she understands me that well, she also knows how to get on my nerves extremely well. But it's comforting to me to know that, well, no matter how many people may not fully understand me, my sister's there. I have her. That at least I know there's someone else that understands me. So I understand what you're saying. I understand for Eunjin, she needed someone who fully understood her and who fully is on her side. And I think that for Jiu in particular, it's not only that she understands Eunjin, but she doesn't doubt her because of her disability. And I think that's important because for even Hosan, who has been there for Eunjin for so many years, even for her mother, who has been there for so many years and understand her, even for her doctors who've been there and who understand her, they still at the back of their minds doubt her ability, you know? Like, yeah, she's disabled, but instead of just accepting that, they're still seeing her disability as an obstacle, as something that needs to be overcome. Whereas for Jiu, she sees her disability, she acknowledges it, but she doesn't look at it as an obstacle, you know? And I think that's important. So talk to me, in writing the script once you changed it, did you talk to any women who are disabled and who had children or who worked in the field?
있어요. 우선은 한국에는 맘카페라는 게 있어요. 근데 온라인에 거기에 들어가서 전 정말 놀랐던 게 여성들이 임신이라는 건 굉장히 개인적인 경험인데, 그리고 실제로 그 안에서는 막 유산을 하거나 아이가 장애가 있거나 한 것도 다 공유를 하더라고요. 사실 되게 힘든 일인데, 그래서 모르는 사람들한테 자기들이 겪은 무서운 경험, 공포 같은 거를 이제 나누고 서로 위로하는 모습을 거기서 또 봤어요. 그래서 취재를 기본적으로 그걸 통해서 많이 했는데, 실제로 은진과 같은 사례가 있어요. 그러니까 척수장애 여성이 임신해서 출산한 사례가 있고, 그 선생님 미팅을 해서 자문을 좀 받았고, 그분이 이제 한국에 아마 청주에 사시는데, 거기 그분도 이제 사례가 처음이었다고 하더라고요. 자기 지역 안에서 척수장애 여성이 임신을 해서 출산을 한 사례는 자기가 처음이었고, 다 모든 걸 그래서 선생님들이 다 그 여성을 통해서 다 이렇게 뭔가 하신 거죠. 처음으로 척수장애 여성의 임신을. 그래서 그 지역에는 이제 매뉴얼이 생겼다고 하더라고요. 그 이후로. 그래서 본인도 약간 그런 멘토링 같은 것도 하시고 이렇게 됐다고 들었어요.
그 본인이란 거는 그 장애 여성이 약간 멘토가 하시는 거예요? 네, 알겠습니다.
And because you were able to speak to her about being disabled and pregnant, did you also speak to her about accessibility. Because something that you also do in the film is you, without making it explicit, show how Unjin, people who use wheelchairs, find it difficult to navigate around the city or different parts of Seoul, you know, like she, for instance, there's going downstairs, which is of course difficult, but then there's a scene where she sees people eating in a restaurant and she wants to be able to go, but she can't because there's no elevator or no escalator for her to use. So were you able to get like those kind of perspectives from the same lady about the lack of accessibility within Korea, within like different communities?
사실 이거는 따로 취재가 필요하지는 않았던 것 같아요. 왜냐면은 장애인 이동권 투쟁을 지금 계속하고 있어요. 엄청 오래됐거든요. 2011년부터 시작하신 걸로 알고 있고, 한국에 이제 지하철 역사 내에 엘리베이터가 없는 곳이 많아서 그 투쟁을 지금 휠체어를 타는 이동권 약자들이 계속하고 있는데, 그래서 사실은 이거는 뭐라고 할까요? 취재를 할 필요는 없었고 당연히 이 은진이라는 사람의 일상 속에 너무 녹아져 있었던 일이었던 것 같아요. 네.
Yeah, I know about the protest, and I know some of them are still going on, and they're doing it all throughout the pandemic. And like I myself, I'm what would be considered have an invisible disability. I have multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia, so that does create sometimes difficulties for me, like going upstairs if my legs are feeling weird, and it really does sometimes make you realize how like the world isn't made for people who are disabled. And it could be someone who could be in a wheelchair, who could be deaf, or who could be blind. And the film also, I think really does show how simple things can seem almost insurmountable, can make life even more difficult. And for Unjin, the pregnancy does add an extra danger, but it just shows like even without the pregnancy, she still has the obstacles in her daily life. And so like, how important was it for you to make sure that you highlighted that you didn't make the pregnancy the main obstacle in this film, but just like being disabled in general, just life in general, is like, it creates obstacles for her.
맞아요. 그러니까 사실은 제가 원했던 건 이제 장애 휠체어를 탄 여자가 나온 영화들을 보면 대부분 이 휠체어라는 게 뭔가 성장의 도구로 쓰이는 것 같아요. 그러니까 이 사람은 원래 휠체어도 안 타고 밖에도 안 나가다가 휠체어를 타고 밖으로 나가거나 혹은 이 사람 장애는 사실 뭔가 훈련을 하면 걸을 수 있어서 휠체어를 타다가 뭐 걸으면서 영화가 끝난다던가. 근데 저희가 원했던 거는 처음부터 끝까지 이 휠체어를 타는 몸을 가진 여성이 자신의 삶을 살아가는 거를 보고 싶다고 생각을 해서 영화를 만들게 됐던 거라서 임신이라는 것도 그냥 그녀가 살면서 겪을 수 있는 한 파트라고 생각을 했고 그냥 삶을 한번 같이 보자 이런 마음으로 했던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, and I love that. I personally don't like films where they make it seem like the disability is something to overcome and that is something to be ashamed of or something that that disabled people need to be ashamed of or depressed of, you know, just like it's a part of our lives. That's just life, and I love that her disability is just a fact of her life. And like for you mentioned at the beginning that for Hosan, like they have sex, they have a sexual relationship, and like he finds her sexually desirable, and I think that's important as well. Like we don't get enough films or dramas or whatever. This is not just in Korea but around the world that show disabled people as being sexual beings, as being desirable and having happy relationships, you know, and like and I think even with the issues that they had in the marriage regarding the pregnancy, they overall are still happy. They are still a couple that really speaks to each other, that once they start their issues out, they communicate and they're really there for each other. And Hosan isn't just her support, she's also his support. She speaks to him, and if she's his support system as well. And so like how important was it for you to, this is my last question, so how important was it for you to show that Eunjin could also be a source of strength for him? Right, I think that's as I mentioned, is important, but like how important was it for you to make sure that the audience got to see that side and that aspect of Eunjin?
저도 사실은 이 두 사람의 관계가 누가 무조건 도와주는 이런 수직적인 관계가 아니라 당연히 부부로서 그 오래 함께하는 가족으로서 수평적이고 동등한 관계라는 게 정말 중요했고, 그래서 배우분들하고 커뮤니케이션을 할 때, 소통을 할 때도 호선이 처음에는 은진과 이런 액션이 있으면 이 사람이 뭐든지 다 해주려고 하는 거예요. 근데 우리는 그렇게 하면 안 된다. 이 두 사람이 같이 살아가는 모습을 보여줘야 되지, 호선이 이 사람한테 일방적으로 뭔가를 도와주는 사람처럼 보이는 거는 맞지 않다 이런 얘기를 하면서 했던 것 같아요. 왜냐면 이 은진 스스로 하는 거를 보여주는 게 이 영화의 제일 중요한 거라고 생각해요.
Okay, so like, I think we have time. So for the cast, like, what other discussions did you have for the cast? Is the actress who played Unjin, is she herself disabled?
이었고요. 그 휠체어를 그래서 촬영 전에 미리 대여를 해서 은진 역할을 한 배우가 비장애인이기 때문에 휠체어를 타는 연습을 정말로 많이 했고 아무래도 이제 이 휠체어에 은진만 익숙해지는 게 아니라 호선 역할의 배우도 익숙해져야 했기 때문에 이렇게 같이 모여서 트레이닝을 많이 했던 것 같아요. 그래서 저도 타보고 은진도 타고 호선도 타고 이렇게 이 휠체어 자체에 되게 익숙해지려는 노력을 많이 했던 것 같습니다.